Coach, obviously, congrats on the win. At that 21-0 run, without Booker and the way the bench played, Dario and Cameron Payne in particular, just what does it speak to about the team aspect of you guys?
I mean, you said it. I said that to the team after the game. You know, as much as we all love winning, it's really cool to see us come together as a team and all the work that these guys put in from the madhouse, training camp here, the confidence that group is playing with, and to watch those guys, the starters on the bench cheering for them was really cool. But that group came in the game and it wasn't just a spark, it was a bit of an explosion. And we're grateful for, these guys playing with confidence, willing to take shots. But the biggest thing was the defense, the stops that we got in a row. We had three stops in a row a number of times tonight. And that second unit, you said it, they didn't let them score. And so we need those guys. It's a team win for sure. And it's good to see those guys play well.
All right, Coach, next up is actually going to be Joe Varden with The Athletic on site in Orlando. He'll then be followed by Kellen Olson.
I'm Monty to your left. I know we talked the other day, and you were talking about being humble and grateful and sticking to what you guys are doing. But you've now won 4 in a row, and you're a game out of 9. All you need to do to get in play in is get to 9. Can you keep ignoring this?
Yeah, we're humans, right? We look at that stuff, but it's not always the primary focus. Everybody has a goal of making the playoffs, but there's stuff you have to do to get there, and so we just try to dial in on those things. If we take care of those things, we may have a chance, and that's our mentality. We're grateful to be here. We're humble about the opportunity, and yet we attack it. And that's something that we've done, hopefully done since I've been here.
And then I would guess this is probably the best stretch of basketball you guys have played all year.
It may be, and it's come at a really good time. I don't know for sure, but with the stakes this high, it's really good to play this well. And so we just want to keep it going. We want to improve, not just keep it going. We want to improve.
All right, next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports. He'll then be followed by Tressa Tudrick with Channel 3, Channel 5.
Monty, right before campaign really got going, you took out DeAndre, and then Indiana went on a little bit of a run. Just what were you kind of going through mentally there before campaign and Dario just really took over the game with that huge run?
Well, you have to trust those guys. To continue to play DA in those long stretches, it hurts us later on in the game. And so, I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew those guys were going to come in and play that way, but you have to trust them. And I think that builds confidence for them, and it builds confidence with our starting unit when they can come out of the game and know that those guys can go in and play that way. So my mindset was, just stick to the game plan, and it worked out for us.
All right, Coach, next up is Tressa Tudrick with Channel 3, Channel 5. She'll be followed by Dan Wojcicki with the LA Times. Go ahead, Tressa.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time. That 17-point scoring run in the first quarter, how important was it to have that hot start? And a little bit more on just Cameron Payne and kind of what energy he brought to this team, and a couple of those threes he hit were pretty cool.
Yeah, we obviously need every team wants to get off to a good start. I'd have to look at the film and see what it was. Were we getting quality shots or were we just making shots? I'm not quite sure what it was. I got to look at the film. And Cam's a guy that he's just making the most of his opportunity. And, we want him to continue to play with confidence and play within our system, but not lose who he is within our system. And he's a testament to, not giving up, and he's making the most of his opportunity. And we're thankful for his contributions.
All right, Coach, next up is Dan Wojcicki with the Los Angeles Times. He'll be followed by Cameron Cox with 12 News. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Monty, good to see you. How valuable do you think this is for Devin long term to be playing in these high pressure, meaningful games? You can go through it in the regular season, but this is the playoffs for you guys essentially. How valuable do you think that'll be for him as he tries to go from star to whatever is next?
Well, I think anytime you can play on this stage and get used to it, it's a bonus. But I don't think it changes his mentality. This is how that young man plays all the time, and everybody's just getting a chance to see it now. So I think it's like an announcement to the rest of the world who wasn't paying attention to him, even though I thought more people were, especially around the league. But I think it's a testament to the work that he puts into his game, and obviously, it's not just the scoring. For me, with Book, it's the passing. I think he had 10 assists tonight. Defensively, he gets after it. He doesn't duck from any matchups, and I'm hopeful that team or people take notice that he's not just one of the top guards in the league, but he's one of the best players in the NBA.
All right, Coach. Next up is Cameron Cox with 12 News. He'll be followed by Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun. Go ahead, Cameron.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Obviously when you were hired, this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted the team to get to. I guess how much fun are you having right now seeing your vision come to fruition?
Well, this is in the fledgling stages for sure. We got a lot more work to do, and there's a process that we've kind of gotten ourselves involved in, and we're going to stick to that. And so fun, I don't have time to have fun right now. It's always good to win, but I'm working right now, and I want our guys to understand, it's fun when you win, but then you got to turn the page and get right back to work. And that's my mode right now. Is we won this game, I have to turn the page quickly and get ready for the next game. But I'm excited for the guys for sure, because they put in a ton of work. I'm excited for all of our fans back in Phoenix who have supported us, and my mindset is let's turn the page and get ready for the next game.
Coach, next up is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun. He'll be followed by Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic. Go ahead, Dave.
Coach, you talked about Devin Booker. This isn't changing his mindset. He's always had this same mindset. People are just now noticing. What about DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson? This is the first time in the NBA that these guys have been put on this kind of stage with this kind of pressure, and have them show up like this. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I just think they want it. That when you're young, you probably don't pay much attention to the stakes as much. You just go out there and hoop and do the best you can. They've listened to everybody say it's a long shot for us to make it, and it still is. But I think they're growing up, and you have to be in these situations, you have to be in these moments to grow up. You can talk about it, you can listen to stories from other players and coaches, but they're growing up on the fly, and it's really cool to watch. And I'm thankful for how they respond. They're part of the scouting report for other teams now, and they're responding.
Coach, final question is going to come from Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Thanks. Coach, just hearing you just now talk about turning the page, how much is a part of this, the team benefiting from the fact that they're chasing something and they have to lock in on each game, or, one slip up and this opportunity that they're chasing may go away?
Well, I don't think we ever talk about, winning or losing. We just talk about, drawing from their experiences. This is a lot like the national team. It's a lot like the NCAA tournament. And so I talk to them about, drawing from that experience. And so to me, that allows them to focus on the next opponent and focus on what they have to do. I spend more time talking to them about, nutrition, sleep, preparation, to get them dialed in on that stuff. But these guys want it, and I don't have to wind anybody up. Like this is our DNA. This is who we are. We play hard every night. We compete every night. We defend. We share the ball. That's the identity. and we don't want that to change.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Coach.
Thank you. Anybody got a hammer? Anybody got a hammer and a bucket? That's why right there. What's up, y'all?
All right, Devin, we're going to get started with a question from Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports. He'll be followed by Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic. Go ahead, Kellen.
Devin, they were playing you really aggressive defensively, but that's something you've seen for years now. Is this one of those games you can kind of look back on the last couple of years of increased defensive pressure and kind of be thankful for it with how comfortable you looked through it today?
Oh, yeah. I feel like my game developed a lot, the last few years for being in those situations. But, what's honestly taking the, load off of me is, collective team effort. Even with 5 fouls in the third quarter tonight, our second unit held it down. Javon Carter, Campaign, Cameron Johnson, just, all-around team effort. So, that takes a lot of stress off me too. And making defense pay for it when they have those young defenses, I think we have a lot of really good players that can make them pay.
Devin, next up is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic. He'll be followed by Dan Wojcicki with the Los Angeles Times.
Thanks, Palmer. Devin, obviously wearing the shirt, obviously Kobe. How much has he been on your mind in this? Because you're doing things that he would definitely be proud of to see you do. And then second, just this 4-0 start. Well, what does it mean for the team overall to be able to start this way in the bubble?
Yeah, Kobe's with me every day. I mean, I think you guys see what I put on my shoes to be legendary. That's a reminder. That's a reminder for me. And, even without that reminder, it comes, through 24 hours, at least 2-3 times a day, it crosses my mind, if not more. But, credit a good start to, just like I said, our collective team. We approached the bubble with the right mindset. We came in before we even got to Orlando. People in Phoenix working out hard, just getting ready for this opportunity. Right when we figured out that we were coming down here, we took it on as a challenge and, got better as a team and got better in our training camp down here the first 2 weeks.
All right, Devin, next up is Dan Wojcicki with the Los Angeles Times. He'll be followed by Cameron Cox with Channel 12. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Devin. Obviously, for you guys to get to what you want to do, it's important to stay in the moment, to not get too far ahead of yourself. But personally for you, how fun has this experience been, to be winning, to be getting attention, to be in the mix playing meaningful basketball on the biggest stage?
I mean, it's fun. That's everything I can ever ask for. But, out of the 3 things you said, I think just the winning part, is that most excites me. Like I've been in 5 years now, and haven't had that much success. But, I'm working hard every day to turn that narrative and change that narrative. And, we have a good bunch in here to do it. A lot of young players mixed with, some veteran presence. And it's a good look for us, so we're going to keep our head down, keep working. I don't think anybody here is worried about 4-0. We still have plans and goals for this team to reach, and 4-0 wasn't it.
All right, Devin, next up is actually going to be Joe Vardon with the Athletic on site in Orlando, and then he'll be followed by Cameron Cox with 12 News. Go ahead with your question, Joe.
Hi, Devin. What's it like for you to see Campaign do this?
Unbelievable, man. He's gotten so much better in such a short time. I'd say just from the time when the season stopped to now. You can tell he put on weight, that he's been in the weight room. But, I think it was an advantage for him to be able to see 60 games of play and get away from the game, let it relax, and understand, okay, that's the NBA pace. Your workouts change a lot. Everything changes once you figure out the speed of the game. And, his ability to shoot the ball, his form is one thing, but, the way it goes in is the other. And, that spacing on the floor is going to help our team tremendously.
All right, Devin, next up is Cameron Cox with 12 News. He'll be followed by Evan Sidery with Forbes. Go ahead, Cameron.
Book, congrats on the win. Just wanted to get your reaction. This is your first 4-game winning streak of your career in the NBA. What is it? And then what can these 4 games do for you guys moving forward?
I mean, I don't really have a reaction. Like I said, that was our end goal, coming into this thing. we're just taking it one game at a time, man. Everybody's excited. We're still keeping our head down and working. It's been fun since we've been here. You know, the camaraderie amongst the guys on and off the court has been a great time. And the way we're playing unselfishly, sharing the ball has been spectacular.
All right, next up we have Evan Sidery with Forbes. He'll be followed by Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun. Go ahead, Evan.
Devin, you had 10 assists today, 8 in the last game, 18 total over the last 2 games. Like you mentioned, the ball movement with this team is on another level right now. What are you seeing on the court right now? Is it's kind of almost pick your poison going around with shooters like Cam, Mikhail, feed inside of DeAndre. What's the offense look like right now from your point of view?
It looks like a lot of spacing, and then when you have a dominant presence like DeAndre down there, you know, rolling, it's going to force rotation. When we say pick your poison, it's that, you know, it's that weak side corner three or the skip 1-2 pass or the lob. DeAndre's doing an unbelievable job of screening. All our bigs are, which is, you know, forcing a mismatch for us. And we're just making reads. You know, not only do we have shooters out here, we just have basketball players that, you know, can read the game and, you know, understand what happens before the ball even gets to you.
All right, Devin, next up is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun, and he'll be followed by Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic. Go ahead, Dave.
Look, when you got that 5th foul there early in the 3rd, and then you had to watch the bench just try to carry the game, even before Cam started making those shots and Dario started bullying his way in. How did you feel about how the bench was going to do? And then when you came back in, you had to close out the game. So take us through that a little bit.
I mean, yeah, they've shown they came up and improved themselves in each game and are getting better at each game. You know, they're our backbone for us. When we leave the game, we know we're in good hands. And that was a test of that tonight. Unbelievable job, like I mentioned earlier. Campaign played unbelievable. Javon Carter, Dario. So, you know, these guys come in. You know, they're matchup problems for other teams, and it shows. But you know, everybody's on a string defensively. Everybody's communicating, and that's where I feel like most of our success is coming from.
All right, Devin, our final question comes from Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Devin, you spoke on this just a little bit earlier, but the way they were defending you on the pick and roll with Ayton, I thought earlier, I said Ayton's going to get a lot of shots. How good was it to see him take advantage of the opportunities and have the kind of impact he had on the game?
Yeah, he's growing. You know, every day, you know, every time out there, I always say it's a new experience for him to learn, and that's what he's doing. And he's picking it up in full stride. And his presence out there is, you know, opening up free shots for all of us. And his screening ability is getting better by the day. So tremendous growth, but we still have, you know, 4 more games left down here, and we got to keep fighting through.